Excuse me. Can I quit this podcast?
I told Eddie Murphy to stay in college so he'd have something to fall back on. I did great advice.
We are back again.
Are we really going to start every show with that made-up Eddie Murphy story?
It's part of our opening.
I noticed that.
Okay, good. Now.
But that's not a true story.
It is a true story.
Why didn't you say that?
It's true.
Okay.
Peter Bales here, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, and a terrific guest named Chris Monty. And
Monty.
A friend, a great comedian. And I was talking to him today. He is a genuine road comedian. This is not a guy with a day job. This is a guy who drives at the drop of a hat. How many miles do you put on your car in a year?
Probably over 40,000, maybe 50.
Can you believe that?
I used to put less on because before the pandemic, I flew, to Florida, to, Chicago, whatever it was. But, since then, I'm like now the state of the world, I'm like, I'll just drive. It gets me. I'm in my meditation.
Yeah, but we should explain that that's a lot of miles, but most of your gigs are on Long Island and you get lost, which is the reason for the 40, 50. It's not all out of state.
Go from Bethpage to Floral Park.
I'll tell you, I don't know about you, but the comedian's savior, like, I used to make a decent amount of money, but now it seems like I drive further and further for less and less. But thank God for audiobooks. I swear to God, I could drive to Pluto.
I have Audible too.
Right.
I love it.
I'll get all the way to Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant, and I'll sit in the car for an extra half hour, to see what happens.
That happened to me. I drove to Syracuse. I was right at the end of a great audiobook novel, and I drove around the block a few times just to finish it, even though I was exhausted from the drive.
Yeah,
and you missed the show?
I missed the show. I was.
God, what a nice thing for you
to
give the audience.
They gave him bonus money for that too.
Yeah, but I had to finish.
Not
I had to finish 50 Shades
of
Grey.
We don't play that runs into money. You remember the Mark?
I had a great joke there, but it got lost.
I'm sorry.
I was dominated by
some ugly woman.
Some ugly woman. But I really admire that, and you work like crazy because people want to book you.
I'm lucky. I'm blessed.
And you're genuinely funny. And this guy is a graduate of an incredible comedy school.
Bring me a razor blade.
Standupuniversity.com.
What is that, a comedy school?
It's a comedy school, and people walk in like Chris Monty, who honestly are naturals, and you didn't even know you were a natural at first.
No, you gave me that confidence.
He started out.
You listened to him and said,
no, I listened to Rich Walker.
my co-professor, Rich Walker. And I do this. We've been doing it 26 years.
And Steve Lazarus was there just to collect the money.
Yeah, he was the bursar.
Yeah.
And but we've been doing it for 26 years, and we turn out people like Chris Monty that when he succeeds, we take the credit.
Now, when I met you, had you already done that?
Yeah, I met you
when you were partners.
I met you in the late 90s, and you were we used to hang out at, what was that bar we used to hang out
at?
The
Homestead.
The Homestead.
The old Homestead.
What was Larry Eisner?
Behind the bar.
Is he still around?
Oh, yeah, he's just.
I love that guy. He took the class. I took the class with Larry. So that's why we went. Larry's like,
Larry, you're getting a shout out here.
I took the class with Mark Lundrigan, who became Mark Lund, and Larry. And then Larry said to us, hey, Jackie hangs out at the bar. I come down and hang out one night. She goes, usually comes in Monday nights or whatever. So we used to go there Monday nights. And then lo and behold, who walks in? Jackie. And Jackie says, and I'm in comedy now, maybe a year. And Jackie goes, call this number tomorrow. Joan Rivers has a radio show. She's looking for writers. She wants comedians. And Mark and I called them. They hired us.
That, it was Wednesdays, and it was always fun. But there must have been some preamble to that. But you said you were a young comic, and there were two of you. It just seemed to make sense.
It
A lot
was-
of sense at the
It's
time.
$50 for an hour. You did 2 hours. You got $100, and you're sitting like this close to Joan Rivers. It was the greatest
And that
job.
was
in
a
the
lot
world.
of money
I only
back
did, I only
then.
did
It's
it
a lot of
couple
money
times.
I
now?
was rich right then. Now
Yeah.
I'm drooling. I gave away that gig.
He goes, so wait, I see him then. I'm in the Friars Club a few years later, right? And I joined the Friars Club, and he comes in, and I go, Jackie, I don't know if you remember me. I used to hang out at the bar, whatever. And he goes, yeah, I think I remember you. And I go, you got me that job with Joan Rivers. And he goes, I got you a job? And I go, yeah. He goes, you owe me, you fuck.
I don't remember that, but I'm absolutely sure it's true.
That
Oh,
sounds-
it's true.
That sounds like Jackie.
She was great. You know, there were a few people that got the Howard Stern show right away, and it was Joan Rivers and David Brenner. Right away knew the whole thing was a farce and it was a goof, and he was just being a jerk. You know, so many people were so up in arms at the stuff that was going on in the show. It was a comedy show, but
Right.
it was so close to real that, you know. But she
listen,
was so cool.
I stopped listening when you weren't on the show because you were the whole funny behind that
because you
show.
were hoping to get
I
on
didn't
this
want to get on.
podcast.
I didn't want to get on. When it was on the radio, when it was on the regular radio, and you were on, you heard Jackie through Howard and all of them because he was writing all the
I
shit.
didn't bring him up to soak some compliments out of anybody, but what were we gonna say? That's great. You know how I'm do you do these cameos?
During the pandemic, I did them because somebody said get Cameo and make videos, and people actually reached out, and some paid 100, some paid 400, some paid 50. You'll make me a quick video to my wife. Happy birthday! You're her favorite comedian. I did a few of them, but I didn't really do any good.
Oh,
with it.
I just set a regular price, and you know, sometimes you do 10 in a week, and sometimes you don't do one for 3 weeks, but it's always fun because it's, you know, I'm a ham, so to sit there and tell jokes for 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah,
you know,
and you can edit it and do what you want with it.
you
Like
can do, well, I
yeah.
don't. I just
Well, I'm not technically adept. I did phone calls for $5 to greet people on their birthday.
sex calls.
and then
Yeah.
I'd say, don't call back.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
Look at that. Did you hear that dead air?
I took a breath.
Yeah.
We all
Yeah.
took a breath.
It's your job to keep
So
this
listen,
going.
this guy is another comedian. In spite of all the pressures of being a comedian and being on the road, he's a family man, 2 beautiful daughters, and the biggest challenge is probably his wife, who is German and marches around.
Well, she's American, but she's German. You know,
German,
American,
I
Yeah,
should
yeah,
say.
Yeah, 100% German blood. It's not easy.
no.
if you have any German in you, you're a German.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know why I said that. I have no idea. I'm not,
Now you're Italian,
Italian and Irish.
Italian and Irish.
and
but
German. What is it? The UN
you
at your
s-
house?
Oh yeah.
You say tomato. I say tomato plants. He says it like it's a different. Tell
Me?
me about your. Tell me. Use a sentence with your father and his tomato plants.
Oh well. Now that my dad's older and my mom's gone, he doesn't have his garden like he used to. But growing up, everything was grown in the backyard.
And what did he grow in the backyard?
Tomato plants. How am I supposed to say? it?
Usually, you say it with this weird. It comes out so tomato plants. Like
Oh
the
really?
Bowery Boys.
You know what? I haven't talked about it in so long. I probably forgot the way I used to.
You
do it.
used to. You say it
I
like
still admit it because my father used to get very pissed off at the squirrels eating his tomatoes, and he used to set squirrel traps. And so I go out there one day, and there's a squirrel in the trap, and I'm like, Dad, you caught him, let him go. And he goes, Nah, I ain't letting him go. I said, What are you not letting him go for? He goes, I'm gonna send a message to the other squirrels. And then he used to
Like,
take him,
strangle them and hang
no,
them.
you drive him like 6 miles away and let him go. And I go, How do you know you're not catching the same squirrels every week and they're just coming back? And he goes, I know it's not the same squirrels. I paint their tails. I used to
Ah,
spray paint their
is that
tails.
not with that these traps with the flaps?
Yeah, the box, the long
Right,
rectangle.
right,
yeah.
right. Oh,
That was that's a long time ago.
he
but-
drove the squirrels 6 miles away to release
I don't
them.
think that. I honestly don't think that's far enough. Those
Yeah,
damn things.
Eisenhower Park or something.
I mean, this is a setup, if there ever was a setup for one of your classic jokes.
you.
the cat.
Yeah.
We're not going through that whole joke.
All right. Well, you have to see
Email me, jokeland
Jo-
at
jokeland
AOL.com. I'll
at
send you
AOL.
AOL. What is
Do
this?
you know
1998.
Jackie does a joke about somebody who drove a cat.
Oh, I heard this joke. It's,
It's
a great joke.
joke.
It's a great
But
joke.
it's-
Go see him live. You'll see the joke.
So when we used to work at the Florida comic strip, there was a bar, the bar manager was part owner. He was about 5 feet tall.
I know.
And he was from the Bronx, and he was a 5-foot Irishman from the Bronx. And the word tomato was in his lexicon referencing
Women.
a woman.
Yep.
But he wasn't being funny, being funny.
It was like a compliment he thought.
Well, not even, yeah, well, not even. It kind of, I think the connotation was a painted lady, So then this tomato came in here. And it was so funny because it was from another era.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever work the Casbah in Wildwood,
I don't
New
think
Jersey?
so.
Peter, did you ever work the Casbah?
I don't think I did.
So Mark Vito, excuse me, who he sold it, it's gone now, but I still stay in contact with him. He actually called me yesterday, but he used to come out on stage in a bathrobe, right, and host every show. And he'd come out to like a Dean Martin song, and like a swanky bathrobe, almost like a smoking jacket, He'd come walking out, and he had his velvet pants on and this thing, and he'd go, "Look at the tomatoes in the front row." He used to always say like that if there was girls sitting in the front row.
It's such a fun. I guess it's incredibly demeaning. I guess it's even lower than broad.
Yeah,
but I always thought it was great.
I'd rather be called a tomato than a broad.
Yeah,
tomato.
yeah.
Tomato. Yes, that you don't say tomato. You say tomato.
Tomato.
Tomato plant. Tomato
Yeah,
plant. My
it
father's
wouldn't work
tomato
with-
plant.
So this tomato came in. That doesn't work.
You know the one
tomato.
about the guy that grows the big tomatoes, little Luigi.
Go ahead.
And he sits every Saturday, sets up a folding chair, and you know this joke, right? Folding chair and table, and he sells the tomatoes, and the neighbors come by and buy them. Oh my! How do you get them so big and beautiful? How do you get them? I just use the sun and the water. And this woman Vivian goes, no, Tony, I got a garden, Luigi, down the block. I got the same water and sun. I got nothing. It don't. He goes, okay, you know this joke. Every morning I go out, I get in front of my tomatoes, I open my bathrobe, I give them a little show. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm naked. I give them a little show. I close up, I go inside. She goes, I'm going to try that. He says, you try, it's going to work. 2 weeks later, she comes back. Hey, Vivian. Hey, Luigi, how you doing? He said, you do what I tell you to do? She goes, every morning I go out, before my cup of coffee, open my room, boom, I give my garden a show. How's your tomatoes? Oh, nothing. But you should see the size of my zucchini.
This is great. I just love
Such
that.
a silly joke.
Oh, it's
Fantastic.
I love that stuff. Tomato plants.
Tomato plants.
And
tomato.
yeah, I called my father once. He had a garden in the backyard. And in the middle of the call, he was older. Hey, I got to go. I got to chase some squirrels. And I didn't know he had the garden in the backyard. I thought he was losing it. So I called my mother. I go, my father's he's losing dementia. He's chasing squirrels in the middle of a no. They're bad on your garden.
Yeah, they don't. Now I just do everything in pots. I don't have a big property in my backyard.
Plug and play.
No, I just do I don't even do tomatoes this year. I just do herbs, Basil.
You don't do tomatoes. You do tomatoes.
I go herbs.
I do
and
basilico.
tomatoes.
I do rosemary. I do parsley. I do it like that, And I grow it all year. I bring them into my kitchen.
Well, when you grow rosemary, what do you do with it?
I use it for chicken, for turkey, for your season. You use it to season.
Propagates like
You can season
mad, right?
steak with it. What?
It propagates like mad.
Yeah, and it grows like a little.
Yeah, and
Christmas tree.
rosemary is one of the hottest things now. To put it into a paste and use it for hair loss.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
rosemary oil.
Yeah,
Rosemary oil.
Yeah, kind of.
Use it for what?
It's late.
Like if you're
it's too
thinning-
late, really, to talk to you two guys about this.
If you're thinning, yeah, you rub it into your scalp. Rosemary oil.
I just insulted you about your hair loss.
Yeah, I know.
You let that go. He didn't get
It
it.
makes your
But
hair
I
grow or
felt
it makes
good.
it fall out.
It makes it grow.
It makes rosemary. It's
You can rub it on your penis too.
That I did. That I did.
No,
My
it
God, rosemary on
stimulates
your head.
blood flow.
If that
Right.
did anything, you know how famous rosemary would be?
Well,
If somebody could grow hair, they would be a quadragazillionaire. Nobody can grow hair.
only Bosley, where they take it from your ass and they put it on your head.
And I'm-
minoxidil. Can anybody say minoxidil and fluoxetine?
And I know
rosemary?
because I'm the president of the club.
All right.
Richard Jenny used to do that. He says, I wear a hairpiece and nobody could tell. This is him swimming like this. I'll never forget that.
I remember that as a Dave Berg cartoon in Mad Magazine. The guy with the swimming.
Dating yourself.
I am dating myself. I will, but I'd be proud to date myself when it comes to saying what a big impact Mad Magazine was on me.
I loved Mad Magazine as a kid.
So the guy's in the movies with his chick, and he's making out with her hot and heavy, and his wig falls off and goes between her legs. And he reaches down and fumbling around looking for his wig, and he lands right on her twat. And she goes, oh, that's it. That's it. He said, it can't be. I part mine on the side. I haven't told that in 50 years.
Another
Can we
classic.
say twat on this show?
Well, we can.
You did
This
already.
is a family show, but
That's why I laughed. I said, "Who says twat anymore?"
Yeah, nobody knows what that
But I like a tomato with nice gams. Gams.
Gams.
The
Gams.
legs. I mean, that's
Yep.
No,
Cans.
I know that's from the same era.
And
I wouldn't-
cans.
cans. These are cans.
I
Yeah.
like cans.
Oh.
We use
Nice set of cans. They used to say.
cans was it's still around in college. When I went to Michigan, Michigan State, they had, I think I picked up 5 new breast expressions. I don't think we had Hooters out here, not back then when I was
Right.
a kid, and cans. Maybe I was just coming of the age, but it's always fun. Cans, Hooters. I always love jugs.
Jugs.
Makes no
melons.
sense.
I love it.
This show is taking a turn for the worst, folks.
Let's raise it up. Jackie is a graduate of Michigan State. I know a lot of you think that's impossible, but he actually
Now, why would you say that, you jagoff?
did jag off. We didn't have that expression.
Yeah.
No, I got that directly from Michigan State.
But he came within an inch of being expelled from Michigan State for mooning the college president.
How
And
do
I'm
you
not
know
making that up
How do you know that?
because you've told it 3 times on Stand Up Memories.
See, this is the good thing about this show. Is
See,
they all have dementia and they tell the same jokes every week.
spring term of freshman year, it's a panty raid. There's a panty raid. So everybody runs over. Michigan State was huge. And the other side of campus was Wonders Hall, which was a big, huge, almost like an apartment complex. So we're all out there, and I'm freshman. I'm new, and everybody yell, pants, pants. And then the girls throw out a pair of panties, and everybody goes nuts. And then we start working our way back, this crowd of 1 million guys. And we eventually get to the intramural building. We scale the wall where the pool is. I think 12 guys got over the wall, and 1 person went in the water. And that was me, of course, being my idiot self. And then we moved to Cal's house, which is where the president of the university lives with his family. He wasn't there, but we got to the place, and there must have been a couple hundred of us.
You get the key to the
And
liquor
somebody
cabinet.
says, where are those morons from Snyder Hall? So me and 2 friends of mine, one is a multimillionaire in San Diego, and the other one ran half of the an entire half of the sphere of the world for UNESCO. Incredibly successful guys. And we went up on the stairs of the president's home with these zillion guys, and we did a thing we used to call the review, which was so funny because years later, the movie Hannibal, it was either Hannibal or the precursor to that, with the guy who played Buffalo Bill that cut the women's skin and made purses. He stood in front of the mirror and did our little routine. We'd stand there and pull our pants down to our ankles and tuck ourselves underneath. So we had vaginas.
Right.
And we did a can dance for a few seconds and then turn around and bend over so the squirrel is poking its head out.
if you're
And everybody
not
went nuts.
Irish.
And one person in the stupid crowd recognized me and reported me. And I literally went in front of a board of about 12 people, and they read the
Report.
report, and it had the word moon in the report, had the word moon in quotes. And I'm like, how can they keep a straight face? And I'm like freaking out. And they let me go. They said, you cannot have a car on campus next year. I said, what makes you think I will ever have enough money to have a car, you jerks? But I got off. But I mooned the president of the university, even though I didn't really.
Right.
But I did,
That's
but,
great.
wow,
That's
just-
an amazing story. You went to college before streaking became a thing. You came after streaking.
I didn't go to college. But I remember watching like Three's Company, and they would streak through a party on one of the episodes, and that's how I got.
Yeah,
to
but
know
you
what
heard of streaking, and
I knew what it was when I was a kid, because, like I said, they did it and Larry did it on the episode of Three's Company, and then I did it during my parents having a cocktail party in the living room. I ran through their living room naked, and ran
When
out.
you were 3 years old?
No,
or when you were in
I
high
was
school?
about 8,
Oh,
and I
that's good.
ran through naked. I ran out the front door, and I ran into my backyard, and my parents' mouths hit the floor. All their adult friends sitting there, and they just like didn't know what to say. And my father, that was it. He came and, I got punished bad.
I did it at
Oh,
Michigan
man.
State so long ago. I think I was a junior, back when McDonald's, instead of being an enclosed restaurant, remember McDonald's just had, like, in the winter, they had a closed in, like, plastic window. So you could stand there in the freezing cold at the window and get
An order from the outside.
And I ran up and banged on the plastic naked and then ran, It was such a stupid thing, but the whole world was doing it.
Right.
That must have lasted, what, a month?
No, I think it lasted.
That was like the 70s?
Yeah, it was in the 70s. I
Yeah.
did it in a group of people, 50 people going down the street at Northwestern. And I witnessed, I took a class from J. Allen Hynek, who was a professor, but he was the foremost UFO expert in the country. And I'm sitting in the back, and a class with 700 people in it. I mean, a big auditorium. You're taking notes, and he was on all the shows with Carl Sagan and everything.
Uh-huh.
And he's famous. And I'm sitting in the back, and the back door opens, and I see a news crew from Channel 2 News in Chicago. And I go, what's that? And even I figured out something's going to happen here. And sure enough, somebody walked up onto the stage in totally green paint with antenna and waved to everyone. It was a naked human streaking, but dressed like a Martian.
Oh, that's hysterical.
And they had called the news.
And they had tipped it off that it was going to happen. Hynek didn't know.
And you
it was-
also told a funny story about an artist, right? Drawing a naked person.
This is incredible.
This is a great story. We did it once in an improv show. You made us do it
Wow.
when we had bad hair, big hair, bad accents.
We had an improv group. Great name. Big hair, bad accents. Perfect for a Long Island improv
Yeah.
group.
And tell them
Anyway.
about what the story.
Well, I know somebody who was taking a class, an art class at C.W. Post College back in the day. And it was a sketching class, and they all showed up for the class. And up on the stage was a naked male model. It was a very serious class, and they all sat there with their sketch pads.
Did they get fluffed?
No.
No, they were. Did they get fluffed? No, they didn't get fluffed. But I'm telling you, this went on for 15 minutes.
Look it up.
Serious art class. And then some guy comes in and he's in winter clothing, and he tears off his clothing. I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm the guy. I'm the nude model. And the guy who's the nude model up on stage jumps up and just runs out of the room.
Oh, that's a great story.
He was freelancing.
How did he know the other guy was going to be
That's hysterical.
Lansing? I get it.
Yeah.
Lansing. So
Freelancing.
he saw the other guy with.
Yeah, he just jumped in and volunteered.
That's a great story.
Oh man.
That guy's got to be out there, right?
Right. And
If
I
he's
think he
alive.
should come forward and be our next guest.
Do you think he tells that story? I would if I was him, wouldn't you?
Oh, I
That's-
would.
You would? I mean, you
Yeah.
could get arrested for that.
What?
No,
For-
not in today's
that's
world.
considered
Not in today's world.
perversion. Like
30 people drawing him? You know how much evidence there is? Jesus.
I don't know. That would be weird. Just to see somebody looking at your private parts going. Yeah, right.
Wow.
So
That's
listen,
great fun.
Chris Monty, where are you going? You're going to be. Oh, you were already there because we are taping
With Eric Haft.
with
At
Eric
the, At
Haft.
the Engerman Theater. It was a great show.
It was a great show. It was a great show.
I heard about it.
I'm going to
heard
be
about
at Villa Roma on the 26th of July.
A famous Catskills,
Italian Catskills. if you
which
could say that.
is the last of a breed.
There's nothing left up there. You
No.
know, there's a couple of bungalows that still do some comedy in the Jewish sections.
Yes.
But I'll be up there. I got a bunch of shit. I'm busy. I'm lucky.
This guy
ChrisMontyLive.com. You can see all my schedule.
ChrisMontyLive.com. He talks about
I
everything
worked
under
the Villa
the sun.
Roma so long ago that King Broder
King Broder, a booker
Now,
here
is
on
that
Long
way
Island?
before your time, King?
No, he
Broder?
booked me. He used to book the Broadway Westchester Theater. I worked with you a few
Westchester
times.
Theater,
I
right.
worked with you. We did a couple gigs in Connecticut at Mohegan, I think, in Connecticut years ago.
Oh,
In
yeah,
that
yeah,
350 seat theater, that great
That
theater.
was one of the great rooms.
It was great. It
With
was great.
Brad Axelrod, that
Yep.
cheap son
All
of a
right,
bitch.
this is stand-up memories. King Broder was a booker.
I need a Jackie Martling type. You know, he'd say for this show, just call Jackie.
80 years old, jet black hair.
And he gave directions to two of our friends, Dave Hawthorne and Bob Woods, the late Bob Woods. You know that story about how he gave them the directions. He basically gave them a gig in the Poconos, and here are the directions in an envelope. They drive over the George Washington Bridge. They open the envelope and look at the directions, and it said, "Go over the George Washington Bridge and ask."
After
That's
Eddie Murphy and Bob Nelson and Rob Bartlett were the identical triplets. And they hit it out of the park because they were all so funny. Plus Eddie was black. So the identical triplets was funny starting, but he wanted to make lightning strike twice. Billy West always said Hollywood is made out of people who lightning strikes and they all run to the same spot waiting for lightning to strike again, right? So he's going to put together me and Woods and Hawthorne. And we go in to meet with him, and he's just such a pompous jerk, but it was interesting. At one point, he's talking, and Bob Woods goes, fuck you. And he stood up and he said, I don't take that from Sinatra. Oh, God, it was priceless. Oh, just priceless.
I don't take that from Sinatra.
King Broder.
Yeah, I remember him. And his son Mitch was running things for a while after he passed.
Now, is he still?
They don't have the theater anymore. I used to just work the Broadway Westchester Theater, but that's closed now.
I don't take that from Sinatra. You know the story that comes to my mind. Joey, not Joey Reynolds, the guy who had the radio show, married to the New York Post columnist.
Reynolds had a radio show.
Yeah.
Not Joey Reynolds. It was
Joey Adams?
Joey Adams. Joey Adams.
I'm so ashamed of myself for knowing that.
Joey Adams fancied himself a famous comedian, and he had 3 young comics on his radio show one day. And I remember it was Paul Reiser, Jerry Seinfeld, me, probably somebody else like Joe Bolster. And he actually said to us, so if you're thinking about the great comedians, say a Hope, a Burl, a Benny, an Adams, what comes to
What an
he
ego.
put himself in that list.
Oh, just great.
Oh,
That's hysterical.
my goodness. So
Rodney said, I don't do charity. That's bullshit doing charity. You know, one time they called me up. They called me and said, come on, do this charity. I said, I don't want to do that charity. Why don't you do the charity? I don't want to do the charity. Come on, do charity. We got Joey Adams. That's why I'm not doing it, because you got Joey Adams. Oh, it's just perfect. There was in the Friars Club, there was a picture that, you know, there's pictures of all famous people and Joey Adams, and his painting was there in the dining room, and somebody right on his picture put an 8x10 ad for Riverside Chapel and put it there and wrote in big letters, coming soon. Oh my God. And nobody took it down.
Oh, that's great. That's classic.
I miss the Friars.
Oh, me too.
Oh.
We got to open a new one.
There should be a new one.
Let's do a Friars Club East.
People are very sad.
That building
that.
just got sold, $17 million.
That
I don't know
it's
who bought
gone. It's done. It will
It's
never
still
happen
there,
again.
but it's so, you know, there's huge buildings, and there's this little, you know,
House.
looks like a teepee. you
Yeah.
know.
It was great
Great
while it
fun.
lasted.
Great fun.
This has been a terrific, nostalgic episode of Stand Up Memories.
Thank you for coming back and doing this again.
Thank you. Last time I brought my wife.
You're on again
that's
next
Two
right.
years ago.
Go into the archives because
My wife said, "Oh, am I coming tonight?" I said, "No."
You certainly could have brought her. Of
Next
course.
time I come back, I'll bring the wife back. How's that?
German American with an odd little mustache here, short.
Ach, ton. Wow.
Anyway, we are now on the Strong Island Television Network, which is so cool. And we are doing our show at Paradise Studios in Massapequa, Long Island, where you can do any kind of video. You've been around. You walked around here, all these different studios they have. It's so
And
cool.
there's like pizzeria on every corner in this town.
There is. You can get a slice of pizza right down the block.
It's a nice place.
It's a nice place.
Nice slice.
Paradise
With some
You know,
Studios.
it
tomatoes.
wouldn't hurt, instead of having 19 stand-up memories behind us, it wouldn't hurt if somewhere it said Strong Island. Is it Studios, Strong Island?
No.
Strong Island.
Haberdashy?
Strong Island is the TV network that we're on, and Paradise
He'll get
Studios
it by season 4.
is where we
Yeah.
produce our podcast, and
There's
then
no
people can
rush.
come in and really use any of the cool studios.
It's a great place.
It's a great place.
We'll
And
be
we're-
back.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you, Chris Monty. Thank you, Jackie, the Joke Man,
Oh, this is a different
Martling,
show.
and
The Better Sister is a murder mystery on Amazon Prime. And somewhere in the 8 episodes, you will find me. And somewhere in the 8 episodes, you will find my home. But forget me, it's a great murder mystery. Fantastic.
yeah, they needed somebody to play a dead body, and Jackie stepped in.
Are we really going to end on that line by you? My God.
To be continued.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody. See you next time.
Later.